Hello, stars. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Aster. If you are new here, I am a reader and I am a writer. These last few weeks, I've been very focused on writing because I finished my debut novel, and just last week, I finished the first round of edits on my debut novel. So, towards the end of the edits, I started reading a book again because I hadn't in like months, and it was kind of really depressing. So I forced myself through the book that I had that kind of made me stuck. And then I started this other book that I was really excited for. Let me get it for you. To be honest, this may be one of my new favorite books. God of Malice by Rena Kent. I originally got this book because when it came to dark romance, I heard so much about Rena Kent, but I had never read her books. This is the first I ever got by that author, and I'm in love with it. It was so good. Oh my god. Like, you don't even know how much I fell in love with this book. Actually, you're about to, because I finished it yesterday. I work today, but before that, I'm gonna go to the mall to get the next book. God of Malice is a dark romance. I guess to put it simply, it just follows this artist and this guy who's like a diagnosed psychopath. He straight up doesn't feel emotions, but he can understand them, like logically, but doesn't feel them. And he finds this artist and grows this obsession for her. There are definitely okay. So for those of you who know, I've talked about this before. I don't have a big dark romance like introduction. There are definitely some big trigger warnings in this one. So if you do ever want to read it, it only says like 2. There's an author note section like right at the beginning where it says the big 2, but if you are like more sensitive to triggers or have one that you really, no matter what, can't come across, I would recommend searching the trigger warnings on this book up in like a more detailed list, because yeah, it only says 2 at the beginning, and I don't really have triggers. I haven't found something that triggers me, so I don't really know how that works and all that. But yeah, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to go get God of Mallet, God of Pain. This next one is supposed to be a grumpy ex Sunshine, where the Sunshine has an unrequited crush on the grumpy. And so they're all interconnected standalones. So I have already met the characters in this book that are going to be the next book. And you don't even know how excited I am. I think this is like this is the first time that I've ever had a series of interconnected standalones where the pairing I want to read next is actually the next book. Oh, also, I got a book recommendation for a contemporary romance by Rebecca Yarros, so I will be getting that as well. Anyways, I need to get dressed, and then I'll go. But I will bring you along too, because obviously that's what we're doing this week. Sorry, I never said that. We are reading God of Pain this week. Well, maybe a little. So it's like 9:30. I don't have a car of my own. I use my mom's car. Of course, I just randomly text her, "Hey, can I go steal your car?" The one thing I know I can always say to make her agree to let me use her car is if I follow that statement with to go to the bookstore. And which may seem weird because I feel like after a while, if your kid is reading a lot, you're like, you're spending too much money, you spend too much time in your room. I was the kind of kid that didn't read at all. So when I'm reading now, she's like, yes, absolutely, go read. Because I spent time in my room anyways. But yeah, it's about a 10-minute drive. I'm heading out now. I'm so excited. I also forgot to eat breakfast. I was just so excited I got right in the car. I'll have to do that when I get home. Okay. I'm just realizing that this wasn't on, so I don't know if it turned on the car ride home or if you guys just haven't been able to hear anything I've said and if this mic has been useless. Either way, I got my breakfast and I got my book and I got hours to spare. I'm so excited. Mic's off for a minute. Author note, obviously, trigger warnings. That's fine. This is a lot less triggering, I feel like, to most people than the other one would have been. But look at the artwork! I adore the artwork. That's like my favorite part of the deluxe. No, it's not. The cover and the pages are my favorite part, but the artwork is also really nice. Okay, I'm reading now. Okay, so I have to get ready for work now, which is so sad, but I did get to read. I'm loving it. The Grumpy Sunshine, it's hitting. I'm at chapter 11. I'm so scared I'm gonna finish it right away because that means I either have to read another book or I have to go back out and buy the next book, but I really have no interest in reading any other books. But these books, like, they've got me in a chokehold, man. I don't know if it's the story or if it's the way Rena Kent writes, but it's good. I'm so in love. I'm so happy I'm liking this one just as much as I've liked the first. I'm home, and I'm so happy to be home. Literally, I just came home from work, put my pajamas on, and then I'm ready to read again. I'm loving this book. I'm so far in. As in I'm this far in. So what just happened? Obviously, no spoilers. I'll never spoil anything for you. I'll try not to. But something just happened, and I was kind of not expecting. Like, I kind of had to expect because of her family situation, but still shit happened quickly. And I'm loving it. In the last book, so God of Malice, I didn't even talk about this because I finished it on my own, but there was like a who did this to you moment, like, you know, when the guy comes up to her and he looks at her, sees she's injured, and he's just like deathly calm. He's like, who did this to you? Or incredibly angry, depending on the type of character he is. But I adored that moment, and the stuff that happened before that moment is kind of reminding me of what's happening now. But that was like the end of the book. This is like the beginning of the book. So I'm just so shocked, and I am so happy. I really think it's Rena Kent that I'm falling in love with. Like, her pacing is insane. I think it's the pacing, at least, because it never feels like something isn't happening. Like, it never feels like we're in between plot points. It's always interesting. It always catches my attention, and I found that with the first book too. It was just, I read it so quickly after being in like a few month-long reading slump because of my writing. So this is insane. Like, if you like, I had a vlog where it's like I did a lot this week and had editing and reading and clothing and stuff. In the reading section of that, I literally said, I was like, oh, I'm realizing that I don't have to read, like, I don't have to spend the whole day reading. I can read just a chapter, just 2 chapters, whatever I feel like. I feel like reading this whole damn book in 1 fucking minute. If I could, I absolutely would. Sorry, that was really aggressive. I'm really passionate about this book. Okay, I read a few chapters, but I'm having a bath tonight, so I'm gonna do that now before it gets too late. I'm this far in. I can't tell if I actually got in farther. What? I can't tell if I got very far in from where I was before. I'm on chapter 17 now. I really like it. I do, and I keep saying that, but I don't know how else to describe it. I am curious though for his character arc, because at times he kind of annoys me in the sense where he just like he shuts down and he doesn't communicate very well, I guess. He's like, he demands things and he expects that to be followed. And obviously our girl isn't just like going to sit down and take it. She's gonna fight back, and it pisses him off. And so I'm kind of curious to see him open up more and be able to like lose some of that control and feel comfortable with her. I got a little bit of that scene in the last chapter. A little bit. Like, I saw it a little bit with him being okay with losing control to her. I'll probably take the book into the bath with me, to be honest, because I do read in the bath. But I'll probably instead focus more on catching up on my socials, because I hadn't done that while I was on my vacation. So I know I definitely need to post a TikTok. And it's probably... I post an Instagram post every 3 days, and I think it's probably been 4 since I posted the last one. So I need to find stuff to post for that, and then I don't think I have a draft waiting for TikTok, so I do think I need to actually make one. I'm really bad at coming up with TikTok ideas. It's difficult. I might make one about God of Malice, though, just about the book and how much I loved it. But okay. I'm back. It's like almost midnight. It's 12:11. It is midnight. I've been reading. I just can't put it down, and I'm so sad because I'm totally gonna probably finish it tomorrow. And that's not good because I can't go out that soon to buy the next book. I have to wait. I have to have restraint. And I have other books at home that I should be reading, such as the book I bought with this, which I could read that next. I'm so invested in this world, it's not even funny. But let me show you. I kind of made it halfway, which is insane. I'm on chapter 22. I don't know how many chapters there are. Oh my god, I'm so sad that there's not the snippet of the next book. I don't even know who the next book is. It's God of Wrath. It's not Jeremy, is it? Ava's last. Nico after that. Oh, Cicely. It's probably Cicely's story. No, I'm pretty sure it's Cicely and Jeremy's story. God of Wrath, God of Ruin. Who's God of Ruin? Oh, Mia. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. You know what I just realized? I started this book today. I went out to get this book today. I thought it was yesterday. What the heck? I've done this in a day? And I had 5 hours in between that I was working. How did I read that so quickly? It's gonna go by so quickly. I thought, It's a really good book, though. I'm so sad that I read that so quickly. I thought I was keeping a normal pace, but I'm not. I'm devouring this book. I haven't. I'm starved. What is wrong with me? Anyways, I did post on Instagram. Turns out, it's been like 10 days. So I was way behind on it even before I went on vacation. TikTok, I was going to film tonight for it, but then I had a bath and I was like, I don't really want to do that with wet hair, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Okay. Let me put you down. So how do I even... Okay, so it's noon. I've been reading all day. I'm at this point. I've read all of this. That's what I have left. Okay, do you remember how I said when we were talking about God of Malice, I had said that something happened and I just didn't expect that to happen? Like, you know, just the plot point was kind of unexpected to me. Remember that? Same thing's happening here, except there is a difference between unexpected and completely fucking shocked. I am completely fucking shocked with what is going on in this book right now. The only reason I paused to even update you guys is because I got food and I need to eat. But like, what the fuck? And I can't even say it in too great a detail. But like, what the fuck? I can't believe this. I can't believe I can't believe it. And I am so excited to see how this goes. If you like dark romance, I absolutely recommend this series. I mean, again, know your triggers, search them up. But these books are actually insane. Like, I need to read more from Rena Kent because I need to know if it's just this book or if all of her writing has this kind of crack in it. Alright, we're doing a just before I finished update. Let me show you where I am. I'm super close. I don't even know what's going on. Like, the shock that happened, I love the section that happened afterwards, but I'm almost kind of hoping I almost kind of wish that it was different. Like, something happened and Nika did something. Creighton also did something. I'm on Anika's side because what Creighton did forced her to do what she did. But everyone blames her. Like, all of her friends, Creighton too. Creighton's still really mad. And so he's done something else. I'm like, I don't know what to think about this. Like, the writing's still good. I still love it, but I'm like, what? Seriously? We're gonna see how it ends. Because Creighton right now is like, he's in this space where he can't be convinced of anything. And in my opinion, Creighton's in the wrong in all this. So I'm like, when is he gonna notice? Because what he did and what he kind of forced Anika to do really had effect on her and kind of like drained her of her, you know, happy energy. She's a sunshine, so she's kind of been a bit depressed lately. When the fuck is he gonna notice that he's the reason? And when is he gonna notice? I really wish her brother would have taken a video of the state she was in after what she had to do, because damn, he deserves to see that. Like, I get he's in pain and that's why he did the thing he did, but like, he caused her to be in pain and he's not even thinking about it. I'm like, if he genuinely knew, the Creighton I know and that we've seen through most of the book would be pissed at himself. He would like be doing anything to make Anika happy and like apologize. But this is an entirely different Creighton. After what Anika did, he changed. Like, he had a full 180. He was pissed. He still is. But he's gotta come to a realization at some point. And I just don't know how that's gonna happen. Or when. But okay. It's definitely not what I expected. This latter half of the book has just like completely defied my expectations for what was gonna happen. And I'm loving it, of course. Okay. Would you like to come? Hi. Thank you. Very sweet of you. Thank you. Very sweet. Anyways. Such a cute boy, aren't you? He's been waiting for me to finish reading, isn't that right? The other one is supposed to be completely passed out. So, obviously, I finished now. Sam. I loved it. Of course. I didn't realize how many books Rena Kent had out. And I'm pretty sure they're all interconnected. They're all the same universe. I was looking for the ones that had Adrian and Leah in them. And there's a story in there, something about a Jonathan. And Jonathan Volkov. And we have a Grandpa Jonathan. It might not be Volkov. It might just be Jonathan something. Jonathan King. But yeah. We have Grandpa Jonathan. So he's like standing over the pillow. So I think there's a book also to do with their grandpa, which is like so funny. Max or baby? This one's definitely more heavy than the first one, but I did expect that because in the author note, one of the triggers listed is suicidal thoughts. So I expected as much. I really like the beginning of this book, but the end was such a whirlwind, and it was so unexpected, which makes it good. But it's also like, if you two just quite literally spoke, like if you said the right words, asked the right questions, said what was on your mind, you would be able to clear this up very quickly. I do think I like the first one better, just because out of everything, miscommunication is what I hate the most. And there isn't technically a miscommunication trope in here. Like, nobody tells them something that isn't true. It's just they are believing something on their own and not clarifying it with the other person. And that annoys me. I might just start reading another book because it's still Tuesday, so I still have time. I can't believe I finished this in 2 days. I was so into it. I read it so quickly. Also, I did look. I think it is the Deviant King series that is Adrian and Leah Volkov. But it's... I don't know. There's another series, the Royal Elite series for the parents in the last book. Well, not Killian's parents, but for Glyndon's parents. All right. I'm back again. Credence? I think that's how you say it, by Penelope Douglas. Let me read the back to you so you know why some of my reactions are the way that they are. Okay. The yellow writing at the top says, 3 of them, 1 of her, and a remote cabin in the woods. Let the hot winter nights ensue in this steamy romance from New York Times bestselling author Penelope Douglas. Okay, now the white. Tiernan? That's how I'm gonna say her name, but I'm not sure. Tiernan Diaz doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of a film producer and his movie star wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege, but never love or guidance. And when her parents suddenly pass away, she knows she should be devastated, but she's always been alone, hasn't she? Jake Vanderberg, her father's stepbrother, assumes guardianship of Tiernan. After moving to the mountains of Colorado to live with Jake and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, Tiernan quickly learns that these men now have a say in what she chooses to care and not care about anymore. As the 3 men take Tiernan under their wing, she slowly finds her place among them, but lines blur and rules become easy to break when no one else is watching. They each want her, but only one of them is going to keep her. So, basically, her parents die and she's under the care of her father's stepbrother. So technically her uncle and her 2 cousins. Although I must say she never once in the back of this refers to them as her uncle or her cousins. So I'm going to assume that she had never met them before, that they don't feel like family, because yeah, all 3 of them. Okay, so I'm back. It is 10:13. I have been reading since. Just got a little bit into it. I'm on chapter 6. I'm liking it so far. It's interesting. I was right. She had never met these people before. She quite honestly forgot they existed. I'm pretty sure I already know because it says they each want her, but only one of them is going to keep her. I'm pretty sure I already know who the one is, considering we're this far in and still haven't met one of the main characters. Because it's him and then his 2 sons. So, we still haven't met the other son this far in. Heard nothing about him other than that he's a little hard to tame. Hi! So, it's the next day. Obviously. I actually forget the last time I recorded something for you guys. I did mean to get up earlier today so I could read before I left, but I slept in to both of my alarms and woke up 10 minutes before I'm supposed to leave, or till I was supposed to leave. Yeah. I still got to work early, so it's fine, but I have been reading. That's where I am so far. There's been 2 chapters so far that hasn't been through Tiernan's point of view. First one was Jake's, which is the uncle. The other one was through Noah, which was the cousin. We have met Caleb now. Caleb has been met. We've had a little bit of stuff going on with him. And yeah, so originally my theory was that he was going to be the one Tiernan was going to end up with. But they've just had so little of conversations. Well, okay, he's mute, so they can't really have any conversations. But they haven't really ever gotten along. They've been fighting the whole time. In terms of tension, her and Caleb do have a good amount of tension. In the little scenes that they do have. When it's her point of view, I feel like her and Noah don't have much tension, but we're on Noah's point of view right now, and through his point of view, there is a lot of tension between the 2 of them, at least on his side. And then through her point of view and his point of view, both of their point of view, she has a lot of tension with Jake. So I still don't think she's gonna end up with Jake just because of the age difference. Noah really wants to get out of there, so I don't think she's gonna end up with him either because I think she really wants to stay. He wants to be around people. He wants to see the world. She wants to be somewhere quiet where she doesn't have to see anyone. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Caleb. Still, I think that's the most logical. Just logically thinking about it, I think Caleb's the most obvious choice. Okay. It's nighttime, so I'm gonna go to bed soon. It's 11:15. Surprisingly, I am so warm. Actually, that's not surprising. Okay, this is throwing me off. When I read a book, I get so immersed in it, and usually seasons aren't that big of a thing, but in this book it is. It's the end of summer, it's getting into winter, so I'm in the cold, cold mindset. I'm thinking it's freezing, it's becoming winter. No, it's becoming summer. So I'm freezing here. I mean, I'm sweating here. And I'm oh, why am I so warm? It's winter. It's not winter. Anyways, I planned to stop at chapter 12, but I accidentally stopped at chapter 16 instead. I'm halfway through the book. I'm actually really liking it. I was really unsure while getting into this book, but I'm actually really liking it. And so, the thing that threw me off the most was the fact that she's kind of sort of related to these guys. But honestly, I find it's fine. They don't know each other. They never met each other until this book, and one of them, the only one so far that she's that the attraction has been obvious and that they've both said something about it during the time where they said something about it, and they kind of sort of did something about it. He stopped it by saying no, this is not right. I can't be doing this. No. And so I feel like that makes me feel better about it because, like, hey, I'm not just going crazy. This isn't just a thing that doesn't happen. Or this isn't just a thing that happens. But yeah. Good morning, good morning. So I've been up for a little bit. Actually, what time is it? Give me a second. I've been up for about 2 hours. I think I've been reading for like all of that. I'm on chapter 20. I'm definitely making some progress. Lots of stuff has happened in these 4 chapters that I've read this morning. First things first, though, I do have both of the dogs with me because my mom has an in-person meeting, so she's out of the house, and my stepdad works. So I'm gonna go upstairs so these dogs can not just be in the basement the entire day. But to the book. So I talked to my friend a little bit. Her favorite character is Jake. And I was thinking mine was too at first. Like, I don't mind him, but sometimes he gets angry, and I don't like that. He gets angry more often than any of the other characters do. Except for maybe Tiernan herself. She gets angry a lot. She can be an absolute bitch at times. She has some awesome one-liners when she's angry, but other times she's just being straight up mean. So the theory with Caleb, I'm really not sure. Like, I logically still I think maybe, but it's so Caleb doesn't talk. He's mute. And so they quite literally haven't had a conversation. It's not like he knows sign language. He doesn't write things down. He doesn't, like, when she asks him a question, he doesn't even nod or shake his head. He just stares. That's it. That's all. They literally haven't had a conversation. So I don't even know what's going on with that or how that's gonna progress. But for where we are in the novel, I would be surprised if they still chose to have Tiernan end up with Caleb. Because they fight. They fight a lot. They don't get along. She avoids him like the plague, so we haven't seen much of him. And he just got really angry at something she did. So it's like, I feel like now there's not enough time to make us like the relationship between them. It would feel kind of lackluster if they did end up together. But we'll see. Some people, she might be able to do it really well. Noah, on the other hand, I like Noah. If I was personally in this situation and I had to choose between one of them, Noah would be my choice. He's who I would choose. But it still seems more, except for there's some moments actually that isn't quite platonic between the two of them. But when they're just chilling and just, you know, in the middle of the day, it's the way they act together seems more platonic. With Jake, though, there's nothing platonic about that. I feel like those two have the best chemistry. But she did mention, like, before anything happened with any of the guys, she was talking to them and she was like, oh, my mom gave me only one piece of advice, and that was that you should have 3 boyfriends. One for lust, one for learning, and one for love. And so it kind of insinuated that that was going to be the 3 of them. So Jake, stuff happened with Jake first. So that would be lust. Nothing has happened with the other 2 yet. So if one of them's learning and one of them's love, then that's what my guess is going to be. The last person she gets with is going to be the person she ends up with. Unless they just go straight into group stuff, because there was a warning about that at the beginning. Okay, I felt like it was necessary just to stop and just to talk for a little bit. I haven't even finished a chapter since I last talked to you guys. Oh, hi there. Either way. Okay, so something else is happening. We're finally having something happen with one of the younger guys. I'm not gonna say who, because if my theory is right, then that does tell me who she's gonna end up with at the end. So I'm not gonna say anything, but I swear to God. There's gonna be a fight at some point, and I'm not gonna like it. I don't know what to do. This is so much drama. I don't usually have this, especially with family. Oh my gosh. I much prefer when the family gets along, rather than all of them fighting over one girl. But okay. We'll see how this goes.
All right. So, I did read a little bit more from when I last talked to you, but not much. I went out and then I've just been chilling, relaxing, doing other stuff. I was trying to write, but I had difficulties. My document was saved onto my computer upstairs. I plugged this one in because it had half battery, but I was able to go in it because I was looking for it, obviously. But then I plugged it in and I went upstairs to save that document online. I had so much trouble doing that. I just signed into like 3 different accounts before it let me. Either way, I did it. I came back down and now this computer won't turn on. So I still haven't been able to write it. I had a bath and I read it on my phone. I was looking for my phone, but you're on my phone. Yeah, I read what I had already on that document on my phone and it was really nice. That's the kind of document, like the document is quite literally called therapy because I didn't plot anything. It's just for me to write. It's a contemporary romance between this girl that works at like this bookstore cafe with a secret past and the guy who pretends he's a businessman but actually secretly runs the mafia in Chicago. But yeah, he has like the bookstore cafe is set up so that there's a big meeting room in the back and him and his business associates go there to have meetings, and so she knows him. She just doesn't know he's mafia. And so I get to write their interactions, and then obviously she's attracted to him. He's a hot man, but she's like, oh, he's never going to be into me. And his interest growing and seeing her like be flustered and confused, and then her past coming up and like kind of needing his help. But yeah, I was trying to write that because sometimes it's just nice to write without having to worry about plot and settings and all that. I did read through it and I was pleasantly surprised with how much descriptive writing was actually in it. Like, nice. Go me. But since it is becoming Thursday evening, I am going to close this off. It was a really nice week just being able to read. And next week, I'm going to have to start writing my book again, putting the edits in, so that's what you'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I finished more books than I thought I would. I'm including God of Malice in this week too, even though I technically didn't finish that on this vlog. I finished that like Sunday evening, so I'm counting it. And then obviously God of Pain and Credence. Yeah, I don't know if that's how you say it. Either way, I'm almost done that book, so yeah. Oh, back to on that book, on Credence. So I still think Caleb is who she's going to end up with. There hadn't been a lot of moments that I was like, yeah, those two would be good. It just, because there's barely any conversation. Obviously, he's mute, so he doesn't talk. And they argue a lot. But we just got another chapter through Noah's point of view that we saw something Caleb did that Tiernan had no idea. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so sweet that he's doing that. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you need to read the book, but I actually love that. Like, it was so cute to know that. And I really want them to bond more because I feel like that could be my favorite couple if it were to happen. Anyways, yeah, so I hope you stars enjoyed. I will see you guys next week. Getting back to writing next week, but this was a nice break. I was saying I was going to do this for so long, so I'm glad I finally got down to it. I hope you guys have had a great week, and I hope you guys will continue to have a great week. I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye bye.